Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. Okay, I want to talk about a lesson I've had recently with one of my really better playing students. And what I saw was an age-old problem of the old days of teaching that still lingers on. There's so many things in golf that I wish we could just, dig a hole and bury them. They'd never come back. And one of them is keep your head down. And back in the old days when I started playing golf, and I started playing golf about 1961. I was about 11 years old, 10 or 11, 10 and a half, 11. And back then everything was you got to keep your head down until you see your divot or until your right shoulder hits your chin. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to hit the ball. Well, as you know, in peak performance, I don't talk about keeping the head down. I talk about it stays still till impact, and once you hit it, I want you coming up like a Pop-Tart out of a toaster. Now, the problem with staying down is that when you hit a golf ball and you stay down through impact until your right shoulder hits your chin, or you at least see your divot, the club will already be there before you can truly see your divot, if you took one. And you got the problem here is, what do you see? My left arm's breaking down. Now, why is my left arm breaking down? Because my left arm really could extend. If I hit down on the ball and I keep my head there, my left arm could swing all the way out there. But look, my right arm can only get to there because my shoulders and when my head's staying back, my shoulders haven't been able to release to the target and square up. Okay? And so if that happens, what's going to happen? Look what happens is the left arm has to come back here, and what do you see? The left arm is breaking, and in the power and speed of the swing going through, that left arm is breaking down when the head stays here, and it's going to stop pulling. It's going to stop pulling everything that way, including the club, which means it could do what? Over-release and impact, and you start hitting pull hooks. Now, again, back in those days, but it still applies for today. If you stay in that position too much and over release, you could start hitting balls that'll start left of your target and drawing out to the point where what we call a snap hook, where it just starts out and go just like that, and it doesn't get very high, and it just runs like crazy that way to the left. Whatever's over there, it's going there. And then back then they used to say, well, after you did that shot, they said, what you need to do is you need to stay down longer. Stay back and stay down longer. They gave you more of what caused it. When I finally figured all of that out, with the arm breaking down, I said, what's the only thing that can happen? Well, if I'm going to hit a golf ball, and I'm hitting at the camera, if I'm going to hit a golf ball and this arm can get to there, then what's the only way that this hand can get there? I have to turn all the way to where the shoulders are level to an equal square to the target where I'm hitting the ball. And so that's when I came from there. The only way that's going to happen is you can't stay down. You got to hit it. And then, as I say, your right foot, your knee, your hip, your shoulder, and your head are all chasing to the target. They're chasing that club down the target line and up to the finish, recoil, relax into the tee finish. Okay? So that keep your head down thing is still around. It's still hanging on, and it's still messing up golfers. Okay? And so the essence of Pop-Tart is we have to get square to the target as fast as we can, so with both arms equal, they're equal at address, and we got to keep them equal going all the way up. Because if that breakdown started a little bit before impact, your club could get flipped and it's going over there. So hit the ball and stand up AFAP, like a Pop-Tart out of a toaster, and you'll be hitting it much more solid, straight, and longer, and shooting those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.